Welcome to Millennium News Hour. I am Tanzeeba Naurin. In today's bulletin, we will present top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. Biden is marking Earth Day by announcing $7 billion in federal solar power grants. Prosecutors at hush money trial say Trump-led porn-star payoff scheme to corrupt 2016 election. Trump's $175 million bond in New York civil fraud judgment case is settled with cash promise. Donald Trump set to receive $1.25 billion worth of Trump media stock in DJT earnout bonus. Biden will send Ukraine air defense weapons, artillery once Senate approves, Zelensky says. Biden condemns blatant anti-Semitism at Columbia pro-Palestine protests. Netanyahu says he will fight any sanctions on army battalions. India polls campaign, Congress seeks action against Modi for remarks on Muslims. China is the winner in Maldives election. Chinese tourist falls off cliff while posing for photo on Indonesian volcano. India teenager Gukesh to challenge China's Ding for World Chess title. And Djokovic skips Madrid Open. You are listening to Headlines Now News in detail. President Joe Biden is marking Earth Day by announcing $7 billion in federal grants for residential solar projects serving 900,000 plus households in low and middle income communities. He also plans to expand his New Deal-style American Climate Corps Green Jobs Training Program. The grants are being awarded by the Environmental Protection Agency, which unveiled the 60 recipients on Monday. The projects are expected to eventually reduce emissions by the equivalent of 30 million metric tons of carbon dioxide and save households $350 million annually, according to senior administration officials. Biden's latest environmental announcements come as he is working to energize young voters for his re-election campaign. Young people were a key part of a broad but potentially fragile coalition that helped him defeat then-President Donald Trump in 2020. Some have joined protests around the country of the administration's handling of Israel's war with Hamas in the Gaza Strip. Senior administration officials said young Americans are keenly invested in the Biden climate agenda and want to actually help enact it. The Climate Corps initiative is a way for them to do that, the officials said. Donald Trump orchestrated a criminal scheme to corrupt the 2016 presidential election, a prosecutor told jurors Monday during opening statements in the first-ever criminal trial of a former president. This case is about criminal conspiracy, prosecutor Matthew Colangelo told the 12-person jury and 6 alternates. Trump, he said, conspired to corrupt the 2016 presidential election by conspiring with his lawyer Michael Cohen and David Baker, who was the publisher of the National Enquirer at the time. Then he covered up that criminal conspiracy by lying in his New York business records over and over and over again, Colangelo said. Baker was called as the prosecution's first witness following opening statements from both sides. Trump's lawyer Todd Blanche told the jury his client was not guilty because there was no crime committed. Trump, who had his eyes closed for periods of time during the morning proceedings, seemed much more engaged when his old ally and friend Baker was taking the stand. Trump craned his neck when Baker walked in. Trump craned his neck, almost as if trying to see if Baker would meet his eye. Trump also poked at his attorney Emil Bove and whispered something as Baker got situated and leaned forward attentively when he began testifying. Baker did not get to his relationship with Trump by the time the court day ended. The proceedings ended early because a juror had an emergency dental appointment. New York State lawyers and an attorney for former President Donald Trump settled their differences Monday over a $175 million bond that Trump posted to block a large civil fraud judgment while he pursues appeals. The agreement cut short a potential day-long court hearing in Manhattan that was to feature witnesses. As part of a deal struck during a 20-minute recess, lawyers for Trump and Knight Specialty Insurance Company agreed to keep the $175 million in a cash account that will gain interest but faces no downside risk. The account so far has grown by over $700,000. The bond stops the state from potentially seizing Trump's assets to satisfy the more than $454 million that he owes after losing a court case brought by the Democratic Attorney General. She had alleged that Trump, along with his company and key executives, defrauded bankers and insurers by lying about his wealth. The ex-president and presumptive Republican nominee denies the claims and is appealing the judgment. Judge Arthur Engoron, who in February issued the huge judgment after concluding that Trump and others had deceived banks and insurers by exaggerating his wealth on financial statements, presided over Monday's hearing and at times was caught in a testy exchange with Trump attorney Christopher Kise. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BT Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Former President Donald Trump is poised to receive an additional 36 million shares of Trump Media Tuesday, an earnout bonus worth more than $1.25 billion at Monday's price. Trump Media, which owns the Truth Social app, was trading at around $35 per share midday Monday, but that price is twice the 17.50 benchmark minimum share price, which the DJT ticker has to hit by the close of trading Tuesday for Trump to become eligible for the extra so-called earnout shares. That earnout is contingent on the benchmark being hit for 20 trading days within a 30 trading day period beginning March 25. Tuesday is the 20th day, and it is very unlikely that DJT will fall below the benchmark price by the end of that day. Trump media's share price was down about 1.8% as of 12:17 p.m. ET. The 36 million additional for Trump would be added to the 78.75 million shares he already owns as the company's majority shareholder. President Joe Biden told Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky on Monday the U.S. will send badly needed air defense weaponry once the Senate approves a massive national security aid package that includes more than $60 billion for Ukraine. Zelensky said in a posting on X that Biden also assured him that a coming package of aid would also include long-range and artillery capabilities. Ukraine is awaiting U.S. Senate approval after the House this weekend approved the $95 billion package that also includes aid for other allies. It comes after months of delay as some Republican lawmakers opposed further funding for Ukraine and threatened to oust Speaker Mike Johnson if he allowed a vote to take place. Kiev badly needs new firepower as Moscow has stepped up its attacks against an outgunned Ukraine. The Senate is expected to vote on the package this week, and Biden has promised to quickly sign it into law. Zelensky said he and Biden also discussed Russia's air terror using thousands of missiles, drones, and bombs, including a strike on the Kharkiv TV tower just minutes before they spoke. President Biden has condemned pro-Palestinian activists for acts of blatant anti-Semitism during protests at Columbia University. In a statement to commemorate the Jewish holiday of Passover on Sunday, Biden said it was necessary to speak out against the alarming surge of anti-Semitism in our schools, communities, and online. Silence is complicity. Even in recent days, we have seen harassment and calls for violence against Jews, Biden said. This blatant anti-Semitism is reprehensible and dangerous, and it has absolutely no place on college campuses or anywhere in our country. Biden's comments came after reports emerged over the weekend of harassment and threats against Jewish students on the campus of Columbia University in New York. Footage shared on social media appeared to show activists telling students to go back to Poland and that October 7 is going to be every day for you, referring to Hamas's attacks on Israel in which 1,139 people were killed. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for global updates. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said on Sunday he would fight against sanctions being imposed on any Israeli military units for alleged rights violations, after media reports said Washington was planning such a step. Axios news site on Saturday reported that Washington was planning to impose sanctions on Israel's Yehuda battalion, which has operated in the occupied West Bank, though the Israeli military said it was not aware of any such measures. On Friday, the United States announced a series of sanctions linked to Israeli settlers in the West Bank in the latest sign of growing U.S. frustration with the policies of Netanyahu, whose coalition government relies on settler parties. If anyone thinks they can impose sanctions on a unit of the IDF, I will fight it with all my strength, Netanyahu said in a statement. Israeli War Cabinet Minister Benny Gantz, a centrist former armed forces chief, said in a statement on Sunday that he spoke with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken and asked him to reconsider the matter. India's main opposition Congress party on Monday petitioned the Election Commission to act against Prime Minister Narendra Modi for making what it said were deeply objectionable comments about Muslims that violated election laws. Modi, who is seeking a rare third consecutive term, referred to Muslims as infiltrators during a campaign speech on Sunday, drawing widespread criticism from opposition groups. In his speech, Modi said the Congress election manifesto promised to confiscate and redistribute the wealth of Indians, which it denies. Modi said if the party adhered to remarks in 2006 of then Congress Prime Minister Manmohan Singh that minority Muslims should have the first claim on resources to share in the fruits of development, then wealth would be distributed to infiltrators and those who have more children. Modi's Bharatiya Janata Party and its affiliates often refer to Muslim militants illegally crossing the border from Pakistan as infiltrators. They have also criticized Muslims for their higher birth rates and invoked fears that India's Muslim population would overtake that of its majority Hindus. A landslide parliamentary election victory for the Maldives' pro-China president clears the way for him to redraw the physical and geopolitical map of his strategically located Indian Ocean archipelago in Beijing's favor, diplomats and analysts say. President Mohammad Muijiz's party, the People's National Congress, will have 67 seats in the 93-member Majlis or parliament. Full preliminary results showed Monday already a two-thirds supermajority plus support from 5 allied legislators. A raft of Beijing-funded and Chinese-built projects, including an artificial island with tens of thousands of apartments, fish factories and a new airport that had been obstructed by the outgoing opposition-controlled chamber, are now expected to go ahead. The people voted for Muijiz's party because they believe he will deliver, said Fatimat Rashida, a housewife in Mel. He promised a lot of construction. I think he is capable and he will do it. Muijiz's pledges are expected to pull the nation of 1,192 tiny coral islands scattered some 800 kilometers across the equator astride key international shipping lanes significantly further into Beijing's sphere of influence. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BT Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. A Chinese woman who was posing for photos on an Indonesian volcano known for its stunning blue fire phenomenon died after stepping on her clothing and falling off a cliff on April 20. Huang Lihong and her husband Zhang Yong were on a guided tour to Lijian, a volcano tourism park in East Java province, when they climbed to the edge of the crater to watch the sunrise. Hong Seng News reported. Their tour guide said he had warned the couple about the dangers on the crater. At first, Huang kept a safe distance of 2 meters to 3 meters away from the edge of the cliff as she posed for photos, said the guide. Then she started moving backwards to be closer to a tree with bare, straggly branches to capture a more beautiful backdrop. But as she walked backwards, she accidentally stepped on her long clothing and fell off the cliff. It was not clear if she was wearing a dress or a skirt. Local police said on April 21 that the victim plummeted from a height of 75 meters and died from the impact of her fall. They have classified her death as an accident. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 17,602.19. The NYSE Composite is increased by 143.42 points or 0.82%. Tokyo stock close price is 37,438.61. The Nikkei 225 index is increased by 370.26 points or 1.00%. Shanghai stock close price is 3,044.60. The Shanghai index is decreased by 20.67 points or 0.67%. Hong Kong stock close price is 16,511.69. The Hang Seng index is increased by 287.55 points or 1.77%. Bombay stock close price is 73,648.62. The Sensex index is increased by 560.29 points or 0.77%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. India's Gukesh Damaraju has become the youngest player to win the men's candidates chess tournament after a draw against Hikaru Nakamura on a nail-biting final day of the double round-robin event in Toronto. The 17-year-old grandmaster effectively wrapped up victory in the tournament on Sunday after American Fabiano Caruana blundered a winning position against Russian Ian Nepomniachtchi to be held to a draw. Gukesh's draw with the black pieces put him on 9/14 with Nakamura, Nepomniachtchi and Caruana finishing on 8.5/14. With the win, Gukesh has set up a world chess title showdown against reigning champion Ding Liren of China. The Grandmaster from Chennai in India's southern Tamil Nadu state termed the final game crazy and said he was feeling quite emotional once it was over. Gukesh, who was one of 3 Indian players in the 8-man candidates tournament, will face Ding for the title later this year. The world number 16 played down his achievement as the youngest challenger to the world title. Novak Djokovic will not play at the Madrid Open this week. Media reports say the 36-year-old Serbian star had pulled out of the tournament and he was not included in the draw on Monday. The 36-year-old is yet to win a title this season and has only played in 4 tournaments this year, having decided to lighten his schedule. Veteran tennis great Rafael Nadal will continue his comeback from injury in Madrid and has been pitted against 16-year-old American Derwin Blanc in the first round. Djokovic has now pulled out of the Madrid Open 3 times in 4 years. The Serbian could still appear in Rome at the Italian Open before defending his French Open title from May 26. Djokovic is a 3-time champion at the 2-week clay court event in the Spanish capital. It is his second Masters 1000 withdrawal this year after skipping the Miami Open in March. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Biden is marking Earth Day by announcing $7 billion in federal solar power grants. Prosecutors at hush money trial say Trump led porn star payoff scheme to corrupt 2016 election. Trump's $175 million bond in New York civil fraud judgment case is settled with cash promise. Donald Trump said to receive $1.25 billion worth of Trump media stock in DJT earnout bonus. Biden will send Ukraine air defense weapons, artillery once Senate approves, Zelensky says. Biden condemns blatant anti-Semitism at Columbia pro-Palestine protests. Netanyahu says he will fight any sanctions on army battalions. India polls campaign, Congress seeks action against Modi for remarks on Muslims. China is the winner in Maldives election. Chinese tourist falls off cliff while posing for photo on Indonesian volcano. India teenager Gukesh to challenge China's Ding for World Chess title. And Djokovic skips Madrid Open. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our website. Our website address is www.millenniumnews24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia, available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.